God, been a long time since I guess it was, what, Thanksgiving, last time we were down here. I've been wanting to get back to the little girl for a long time, but this is as soon as I could do it. Christmas time, we had 17 family members all come in, all of our kids and their grandkids and our grandkids. And we rented a lodge down in southern New Hampshire and had a big, just huge family time and Christmas together. It was awesome. But anyway, that's all behind us. It was, it's one of those things, you know, you look forward to it, but then when it's all over, we're grateful you survived it. Anyway, back on the Cape. And it's a beautiful morning. We got 3 good days of weather coming ahead. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday here. And let's go out and take a look at little girl and see what she looks like. Haven't even been down here to look in on her in all this time, so it's about time to pay attention to her and get some work done. Got a lot of projects that we got to get going on, and we're kind of back into that restoring little girl phase. And let's just go take a look. Well, guys, we're back. It has been a long time, and glad to be back. Got a lot of work to do. One of the things I'm going to do on this trip is to take care of that scupper that was leaking while we were out on the mooring out there, and while we were sailing. I had a lot of water coming in through there, and that's the only thing that was really getting into the bilge was water that was coming in through that scupper. And I'll explain it, show it to you as we get ready to work on it. But anyway, it's basically all it is it's the drainage hole at the front of the cockpit that the lanyard goes down through to control your centerboard. And unfortunately, what happens is the old hose clamps on the pipe, and it literally is like a piece of plastic pipe. The hose clamps on it were rusted out, and you could sit there and watch the leaks every time we went through a wave, every time it was, anyway, you could just drip down from the top, and it kept right down into the bilge. And so we want to take care of that. We're going to take it off, maybe caulk it, I'm not sure, and at least get some brand new stainless hose clamps on it, not rusted out old metal ones. So. And I've got a leak up in the V-berth that happened while we were out on the mooring, and we had just deluging rain and water got in. I want to find where that leak is, and just got a bunch of stuff to do. But in the meantime, welcome back. Glad to be back to restoring Little Girl, and it's winter months, and we're going to get some work done. It is now 5 minutes after 11. Does that look like 5 minutes after 11 to you? Okay, this is the second time I have given this thing a chance. And as nice as it was, this nice little brass-looking, very nautical-looking tide clock, it hasn't worked right for about 3 months now. And it's coming down, and I'm putting up my wonderful, very dependable, because it's been running forever, Weems and Plath clock that is an exact match to my Weems and Plath barometer. It may not be brass, and it may not be, quite as fancy, but I'll tell you what, this thing runs, and it runs dependably. That's coming down, that's going up. So let me get started on this. My beloved wife, and I'll tell you what.
The tables have turned.
Let me tell you, I could not have done all the video work of the launch morning and all that kind of stuff if it wasn't for my sweet wife. And she just helped me, and guess what? After many, many attempts, we got it out. I had my wife holding these massive channel locks up here on top so I could get underneath here and do the spin down. I got it. So anyway, thank you, sweetheart. Mm-hmm. And just for that, I'm taking you out to lunch. All right, I love you, babe. You can go now.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, well, that was confusing. That's the third project I've gotten started on, but I was all ready to get started on replacing my clock with my Williams and Plath, and my wife showed up at the bottom of the ladder. She says, are you ready to do that project? I told her earlier I'm going to want to have her hold my massive channel lock so that I can spin that off. And so all of a sudden she shows up, she's about to leave, and she said, are you ready to do that project? And I said, dude, I mean, if she's ready to go, I'm ready. And so I had her hold the channel locks, and man, made all the difference. I was able to spin it right off, and I got it all apart, and now I'm going to do the tune-up kit, and we'll see if we can't get this faucet working. I'm actually do the tune-up inside where we can be nice and cozy and nice in there, and she's taking off, and I'm going to meet her for lunch and make good on my promise. I'm taking her out to lunch at Olive Garden. So, all right, we'll be back in a few minutes when I get everything set up to start working on replacing these parts to the hand pump. Well, here's the bottom piece I spun off after Sharon got hold of the upper part with the channel locks, and it just has a ball here to keep your keep the water flowing one direction or the other, and I'm not going to get into that at the moment. Then I took it off. This little screw was being a pain. It's brass, and it started giving out on me, but I was able to get hold of it with a pair of channel locks. Believe me, I'm going to be replacing that little screw if I can find one small enough and right thread. Anyway, I was able to get hold of that with some vice grips and get it out anyway with the little brass washer that went on it. And all that held, hang on, let me just get this up here so you can see it. It spins around inside here. Come on, baby. Come around. There we go, there we go, there we go. Beautiful. I don't know if you can see that by pushing down. Okay, there it is. Anyway, there's a little thing that's on a pivot in here, side here, that's controlled by the lever mechanism, and it is very free. I'm not even gonna. I'll probably put some Vaseline on it, like they recommend. But I took this off first. Then I took. Where's the one? I took this off. This is hard as a rock. This was supposedly the plunger that's supposed to be pulling water up and down. Forget it. This is very squishy. No wonder nothing was coming. And not only that, but this hard one, it just slides down into there. There's no kind of friction against the sides whatsoever. So this is the baby. This is the thing that's going to pull it up. And then this goes on top, and then you get a screw goes in place, and blah, blah, blah. So anyway, we'll just, I'll probably come back to this a little bit later when I can get things set up to show you. But as of right now, yeah, I mean, I'm understanding it. It's and these are the right parts, definitely, because you can see the similarity between this rock hard one that is doing nothing inside there, just sliding up and down, and this one, which actually you've got to push it to get down inside there. You can feel the rubber dig into the sides of the column. It stays right there very nicely. So anyway, that's the baby that does all the plunging right there. So yeah, I don't know that I'm going to try to show this. It's pretty complicated, but suffice it to say, these are the right parts. This is the I believe this is a 50-year-old. What's the name of this? It's by Fin Spray, and this is the tune-up kit for my Fin Spray that came on this boat 50 years ago, and I can't believe it. They're from New Zealand, and thankfully they're still in business and they're still putting out tune-up parts. So, all right, I'm going to show you this when I get everything set up, and it seems to be working, and I probably won't put this back together till a little bit later. So, hey. I'm loving it, at least thanks to my good wife. It's all apart, and I can get to work on this now. All right, guys, well, I made good on my promise. I took my wife out to eat. Wonderful dinner over at, or lunch, over at Olive Garden. And so now what I've done, I've bagged up all my parts to my little Fin Spray, hand pump, faucet for my sink. and I'm going to take it downstairs and work in the same place where I did all the work for my my halyards. Did all the rope work down there. So I'm going to get all the stuff down there with a nice light, nice warm, and we'll get to work on this and see if we can't get this pump working. And then after everything's put together, we'll test it out and we'll get it back on the boat. Hopefully, Lord willing, and we'll see how it goes. So, well, we finished working at the bench, and I think I got this thing going. And I replaced all the parts I could get to, and I'm going to take it apart and show you what we're dealing with, or you're dealing with, if you ever have to rebuild one of these things. I'll show it to you in a few minutes. In the meantime, the thing that really helped was that I was able to go online and I put in there a fin spray WS63, which is the make and model of the fin spray faucet thing that goes on my boat. And then up at the top and under Google, I put images, and in there was a wonderful diagram that shows exactly how all the pieces of this thing go together. Well, I'll tell you what, putting it together, that's the pain. But in the meantime, I'm going to turn this around and show you the setup of is on the internet that you can look at, and it's a wonderful diagram, gives you all the details, and then I'll show you the actual unit working now. So hey, I got my baby all done. This is a project that I got the parts for before I ever launched Little Girl, and had it with me. Had the tune-up parts with me on the boat out there, and I never could get this thing apart. And thanks to my wonderful wife, the original Little Girl, her holding the channel locks up on top, I was able to get everything loosened up, and now we're up and running. So very cool. So let me turn this around. I'm going to show you the diagram first, then I'm going to show you this thing actually functioning. Okay, so here's the diagram, and excellent diagram. Okay, the only pieces that I'm having to deal with it, because I've got an older model, I think. Let's see if I can tune in here. Okay. In mine, instead of having a diaphragm at the bottom, there's a diaphragm that goes in this little cup here at the bottom. It's called a tailpiece. Instead of having a diaphragm, it was even older. It had actually like a ball bearing type of thing that, goes up and down according to as you pump it. Boy, this is not tuning in as far as I can tell. But anyway, I went ahead and replaced it with the diaphragm because that's what they gave me, and that's what's supposed to be in there. Oh, here we go. Now we can see. Okay, all these pieces are here. There's a little screw. There's a washer, a lock washer. Actually, it's the little. It's not the curled kind of washer. It's the other kind that has the little flanges on it. And then you got a nylon piece. This is your rubber pump thing. This is the original that took out of it was hard as a rock. This is rubber and fits the inside very tightly. And that's the thing I think that is sucking the water up out. Okay, then there's another one of these nylon ones that goes up on here on top, up above. The thing is, these are different diameters. This is a big diameter for the shaft that goes through it. This is a small diameter that fits just on the end so that your screw and washer can hold everything into place. Getting these to line up inside this barrel here is a major pain in the butt. I'll tell you what, I lost it many times and got really angry, really frustrated, but I finally got it. Okay. Oh, this is the shaft that goes down through all of it. Okay, this is a shaft. It goes down through the top one, down through the rubber thing, down through the bottom one, and then it's all held in place by the screw. My screw was bronze or brass, and boy, it just tore up really bad. It was badly corroded, but I managed to get it off and get everything put back together. This whole mechanism up here is really simple. So anyway, let me go ahead and I'm going to show you. I'm going to include where is it? Let's see if there's a thing that shows you how to get to this. Well, just go like I mentioned to you. You use fin spray WS63 and then look up images, and this will be on there aside from pictures of the actual unit. Okay, so we're going to get off from this, and then I'm going to show you that everything actually functioning here. So let me reshift everything, and I'll show you. All right, we're back. It's just after 9 o'clock, and as I said, my Weems and Plath is faithfully doing its job instead of dumping like that brass thing down there. All right, let me get this turned around. We'll talk. Okay, so here's the deal. I'm going to go ahead and finish up the plumbing here and get this little hand pump faucet hitched back up, and once that's done, we're going to test it out, and once that's tested, we turn to our next project. And I think only because I've been chomping at the bit to do this for a while, I think I'm going to go ahead and pull the covers all the way back. Right now, the covers on the boat that is the tarp is going to I'll pretty much just leave it on the top of the cabin, and then when I get ready to leave, I just pull it on back. Well, what I've got to do in testing out this new idea for being able to sail solo, run all my halyards back to the cockpit and so forth, I've got to clear the front of the cabin top so that I can use that new piece of equipment that I did the video on earlier, and kind of put everything in place. And then what I also did this morning, I went and got out my old halyards. You remember the old rope to wire halyards, and well, they're not going to be used anymore. I've got brand new halyards already made, and so what I did, I went ahead and cut off all the wire sections, so it's just rope, just 5/16 rope, and I've got all the 5/16 here, and I'm going to use this as the template stuff, and kind of run it on the top of the cabin and just see how I can get it back to the cockpit smoothly, and see how that little deck pulley or sheaves is going to work for me. So, all right, but let's first and foremost, let's go ahead and get this sink tended to and see if we can't get it working. All right, guys, well, here's the test. Everything's hitched up temporarily, but it's hitched up for now. Next summer, it'll all be permanent, so let's see how this goes. Perfect. Awesome, awesome, awesome. That is a project I have had planned for a very, very long time. All right, we're good to go. We're moving on. Got to get on to the next project here. So, I love it when a plan comes together. Hey, well, good evening, guys. We're back with another brand new episode of Restoring Little Girl. Starting with What's New Corner here. I ordered this actually through West Marine. They had it shipped directly to me because I wasn't going to be down there for a while. And got a better price doing it through West Marine, directly shipped to me, than I could have if I'd ordered it from anybody because of shipping. Because I ordered it through the store, they had it shipped directly. It was really cool. So anyway, let me go ahead and get this set up and open it. And then we're going to talk about rigging my boat for solo. Okay, so that's where we're headed with this whole little story here. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this box open. There we go. All right, so what we got here is a little bit of a line handler. This, I need something this low, and it's going to be very efficient on the deck, and that's what this is all about. And this has capability for handling both halyards, the halyard for the jib, and the halyard for the main. And I researched this very well. I got this, I think, for, actually it was going to be like $40 if I ordered it through any one of the stores, online, and you had it shipped to me. By the time I got done, and a discount through West Marine, finally I got a discount,
and it was only 28 bucks, and that shipped to me. Awesomeness. So that's one good one in favor of West Marine. They finally got caught up with me and gave me a good deal on something here. So anyway, this is like I said, it's by Spinlock. I'm going to paint this white before it gets mounted on the deck. But other than that, I'm just really excited about this. This is going to be exactly what I'm looking for.
Being here, there's no substitute. You got to be on site to do this. You can't just look at pictures. You got to visualize it. You got to be on site. So what's going on is this. You got a double block right here. These are to control your halyards. Ryan put these on back when he owned the boat. So you got, but these two are the way that we're going to run these lines to get them back to the cockpit. It can't be here. It's got to be up here. So these are going to be dismounted here and put in right here, beside the mast. Okay. Okay. So here's the simulation of what we're talking about here, as far as your halyards are concerned. Let's pretend this side is your main halyard. The other one is your jib halyard. They're both coming down. They come through the blocks at the bottom, run out to starboard, go through this double sheave block here, and come back here. And what we got in mind here is to do a vertical double fair lead right here. Just that would stick out here just enough to get past the end of your runner here, and then go straight back. And I'm going to give it a shot. I don't think I'm going to do anything as far as screws right now is concerned. One of the things I'm dealing with here is I can't even use marine text right now to block these holes, because it requires 55 degrees and above, and we ain't going to be anywhere near 55 degrees till spring around here. So I'm just going to put some tape over these. And it's going to be under a tarp anyway, so we should be good to go. This, if I decide to, even if I decided to mount it, it requires almost 70 degrees to use boat life to cock anything. So I think for right now, what I'm going to do is just take some pictures, think about it, maybe go back and start making the double fair lead and see how it looks. For right now, this is the extent of what I'm going to do. I got some other stuff I'm going to get going on, but this has been very productive. I can see exactly kind of where I'm headed, but I want to take time to think about it and not jump into it right away. Hey guys, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this video now, because I've got some more stuff on this particular trip, but I'm going to do it in a separate video. The thing I want to just share with you right now, to kind of wrap this up, is that right after I started working on a little girl, now 3 years, 8 months ago, something like that, what happened was I joined the Seafarer website. Only Seafarer owners can be a part of this. It's a Facebook page. But anyway, I joined that website, and I started documenting all this, all the work that I've been doing on her. As a matter of fact, not only did I do that, but obviously began this website that you're watching now, the video website. And so anyway, as I started, throwing information on there, showing, pictures and videos of the things I was doing, I had some of the guys on Seafarer suggest that I really needed to go ahead and submit an article to Good Old Boat magazine. And I thought, I don't know. I'm not all that keen on that. But anyway, finally, after all the work that I'd done on her for more than 3 years, and getting her launched and getting some decent sailing in and so forth, I decided to go ahead and submit an article. And so over Christmas, I wrote an article about it, about when I got the boat and some of the work I'd done. And I had my daughter, who is superb in what do they call that? Where somebody goes in and checks all your work. Anyway, yeah, she went over everything with me, and we kind of corrected a lot of things. And by the time we got done, it was a really good article. I think it was a good article anyway. So I sent that in to Good Old Boat magazine, and they're picking up on it, and it's so cool. I was just ecstatic. I mean, The same day I sent in my article, I got the editor of the magazine fired right back at me and said, yes, definitely, we're interested in doing this article. And they're going to be putting me in what's called the refit section. And so I have been getting together lots and lots of not only pictures, but Word documents describing each one of the pictures. And basically, it's almost a kind of a documentary of all the work that I've been doing on her for various things, for the captain's table, for the combings, for the fantail, and so on and so forth. Anyway, all that is going to be, sent into them. It has been sent into them for the most part. I'm still working on it. And ultimately, it will be published in Good Old Boat Magazine. And we'll let you know when that's coming out. But as of right now, we're still in the very, very early stages. And I'm just kind of excited about it. Never thought about this until one of the guys mentioned it, and so now we're giving it a shot. So we'll keep you posted. And meanwhile, thank you for stopping by Restoring Little Girl, and we'll catch you guys on the next time.